some of you might be wondering what the point of this video might be, and it's this right here. This is Josh Traxler, this guy Trucks, now the enemy from within. He gave Charlie Kirk a whole day, right? Not even a whole day, right? Like 12 hours, right? He gave the death of Charlie Kirk about 12 hours so he could release a video calling Donald Trump a pedophile. You know, that's just fucking great. Yeah, you're just full of compassion, aren't you, right? Like more compassion than the quote-unquote other side would show. You know, and I mean all the actions of these fucking weirdos, and I don't mean liberals in general, I mean people like him and his supporters who are, you know, despicable, just disgusting human beings. And I'm going to get into that in this video, guys. So we have this comment here from this guy Trucks video. Sorry, enemy from within. Not a peep heard when the Minnesota senators were attacked. Nary a sound. Nary a sound. Go back to your Dungeons and Dragons, you fucking losers. Where were Trump's kind words? Nothing but hateful rhetoric. Right, and then, I don't know, it took all of about 2 seconds of Google searching to find the kind words that you guys are having such trouble finding. The nary of words. It took me nary an amount of searching to find the words. You fucking clowns.
We're hearing, I mean, the president is chiming in on this right now. We just got this statement from the social platform X of the president. Today is 79th birthday. He is talking about this right now. This is what President Trump says. I have been briefed on the terrible shooting that...
I'm not going to make you listen to the whole news report, but you can see, you can read on the screen if you'd like, you can pause it. But you can see here, he condemns the violence. He says it's not going to be tolerated. He calls it horrific, right? He's not celebrating it. He's not laughing. He's not dancing around, making TikToks, even though the people that were killed in that attack were most definitely against him, right? That's someone that can put all the hate and vitriol aside and acknowledge that something is terrible, right? And again, it's unfair to say that he has any hate and vitriol. That's something that's attributed to him by the left, right? So again, you know, they're all over there in the enemy from within. I hate calling him that because that's not how I know him, but that's what he goes by now. You know, saying that, you know, all this hate and everything over here. Meanwhile, leftist shooters keep killing people, right? It all makes sense now why the left is so upset about guns, because their people keep fucking killing people with them. I wanted to talk about these two comments also from the enemy from within channel. I'm going to start with the bottom one first, but old JD there. Instead of being nice to that piece of shit, in reference to Charlie Kirk, a man who was murdered on, you know, a live feed in front of his family. And then, like, the comment above that, I love that. We always show more compassion than the MAGA people, right below it. Instead of being nice to that piece of shit. Yeah, really proving your point there, guys. But he says, please cover the shooting that everyone is ignoring right now in Colorado. Children were killed. All right. Who's everyone? Is it the liberal news media that is instead gloating over the death of Charlie Kirk instead of covering the shooting of those children in Colorado? Yeah, probably. Yeah, you guys are more concerned about gloating over the death of someone that you didn't like the mean words they said, right? Because they spoke the truth all the time. And even the person they're watching, right? You know, this guy Trucks, fucking enemy within, whatever you want to call him. His video had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. He's talking about Donald Trump being a pedophile, right? He's not talking about the children killed in Colorado either. So they're just, these people are idiots. They're despicable. They're disgusting human beings, right? And that person above them, we always show more compassion than MAGA. We all know if it was a progressive activist, Fox News would be justifying it right now, they say. Well, you guys saw those opening clips, and unfortunately that's what people are doing, right? That sure was compassionate of them, right? All those lefties, they showed so much more compassion than MAGA ever would, right? And I like the justifying it, right? If it was a progressive activist, they would be justifying it. That's not how how the right works, right? That's projection. That's exactly how the left works. I'm going to get into that shortly here. And so here we have the justification, right? This is just one article. I've seen a lot of Facebook posts from all kinds of conspiracy theorists. Once it came out that, oh shit, it was a transgender activist with a manifesto, all of a sudden they're like, well, actually he killed himself because a bullet ricocheted off his vest, da 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 da. And I mean, it just shows how out of touch these people are. They don't research anything. Like this is a media post right here. This isn't a random Facebook post. This is some kind of journalist that posts this. This shows how little preparation they do, how little research they do, how little they understand, especially about things they proclaim to hate. So the rifle that was found was a 30-06 rifle. This is a very, I wouldn't say super large caliber, but it's a larger caliber, right? That's a bullet big enough that you could kill a moose with it, or even a brown bear if you had to. If Charlie was wearing a vest that was thin enough to wear under a t-shirt and not be seen would not stop a bullet that large, and it certainly wouldn't ricochet it, right? I don't understand how these people modern bulletproof vests or armor, whatever you want to call it, it's fiber, right? Fiber and ceramic plating. They catch the rounds, right? This isn't a medieval breastplate that it's going to bounce off of dramatically, right? They catch the rounds in these super thick fibers. The ceramic plate typically will crumble to absorb the impact of the round. Just the idiocy of this, right? The current working theory, which makes the most sense, is they went for a headshot, but they didn't understand the ballistics of the shot, and so the bullet dropped and hit him in the neck dramatically versus exploding his head, which is what I'm sure they were going for, which shows you how sick these people are. But again, this is them justifying the death, right? Trying to blame the victim. Well, his bulletproof vest obviously ricocheted the bullet up into his neck, and so really he killed himself. That's how fucking stupid these people are, guys. That's how dumb these people are. And when it comes to dangerous and hateful rhetoric, right? These people like this disgusting human being, the people that support them, the communities that they're a part of, right? And again, it's not everybody, right? There are good people out there that, whether or not they agree or disagree with you, they also don't want you dead or want anything bad to happen to you. So please don't think that I'm making this a blanket statement about all liberals. But this particular type of liberal, these hate mongers and fear mongers, are dangerous. Their hateful, fearful rhetoric is what led to the death of Charlie Kirk, the attempted shooting of Donald Trump, not once but twice. And it also led to the death of a black woman over her car. I'm sure we've all seen the story where a woman was shot by police when they came to inform her car was being repossessed. She had no reason to charge at the police with a knife, right? It's embarrassing. It sucks. But it's not something that's worth your life, right? Fighting over a car, right? The police aren't going to show up and murder you because you didn't make your car payments. They really don't care. If you cooperate with the repossession agent, the cops don't show up. But because people like this convince you that the police, Republicans, conservatives, people that disagree with you are Nazis, they're here to take your life, they're here to destroy you, they're here to kill you, it puts everybody in this fearful state that they feel like they have to take a life instead of being able to handle embarrassment or disagreement or counter discourse, you know, whatever the case may be. And a lot of these things, like these trans shooters, right? I don't hate people that are going through things. I don't hate people that are dealing with difficult situations, whatever it may be. But these trans that keep shooting up places, you know, like the Catholic school that was recently shot up, potentially the person who shot, you know, Charlie Kirk, they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't have people like this guy Trucks, the enemy within, this dirtbag. If they didn't have people like this spreading fear and hate of everybody all the time, and then turning around and saying that they're a party of compassion, of peace and love and tolerance. No, you're a party of fear. Right? You're hijacking what was once a disagreement over how we spend our tax dollars and turning it into something disgusting and dirty. and you make the people that do feel that way, that just want free health care and affordable education, if not free education, you make them look bad. You make them look crazy when they're not even the majority of your party. At least I would hope not. I would hope there's still sanity left in the Democratic Party. But every time something horrible happens and it turns out that it was the left's fault, and you see their horrible reaction to it, it just makes me think negatively of them, and I hate that, because I don't want to feel that way. It's not fair to blanket someone, one whole group like that, but it's hard not to when they keep doing this, right? A man with a family is murdered because he said things that people didn't agree with, literally an attack of free speech, and these people are celebrating it. Sorry, I got a phone call, so now I'm all off topic, but I won't rant any longer. But the thing is, we don't know who did anything yet. I mean, I can say that it's almost, 99.9% probability that it's going to be a leftist person. But I don't know if it was a transgender. That's just what was written on the bullets. Even if it is, don't blanket hate everyone for one person's mistakes and fuck ups and terrible actions. Don't blanket hate everyone, and it's we're lying to ourselves if we don't say it's a leftist. But when we find out it's a leftist, don't blanket hate all leftists, guys. Like, I know it's easy to be angry, but the thing is as frustrating as it is, guys, it's like we have to be the actual moral high ground that these people pretend to be. We have to be. Otherwise, it doesn't get us anywhere, right? Being petty and hateful and shitty like them, like the enemies of within, the Josh Traxlers of the world, right? It doesn't get us anywhere. So please don't take this message as like an invitation to hate people or a rally to hate people. I'm just saying that the people that are hating, the people that are turning this into a spectacle just because of their hatred and their insecurities, don't be like them, but also don't allow it. Don't condone it, don't think it's okay, but don't go out and just start blanket hating everybody that's different from yourself. But anyway, guys, that's what I got for this one. I'm sorry to bring everybody down, but I felt it was something that needed to be talked about.